Okay, I've just screwed the studs into this pulley temporarily to measure the PCD of the holes. So the studs are nominally 8mm, in fact they're exactly 8mm. So I'll zero the dial gauge on 8mm. And measure the diameter of the studs. So 57.84, 57.93, 57.91, so we'll call it 57.9. See how close they are across here. 41.03, 40.8, 40. Okay, so not all that flash. I think it's probably supposed to be 58. We'll call it 57.9. So 57.9 divided by 2 is 28.9. So we'll use that as our radius in the dividing head. So we've got the dividing head set up here, and I've put the block onto it. I've centered the dividing head over the quill, and I've centered the workpiece on the dividing head. So we now need to move the table 28.9 millimeters. Okay, so we have set up the rotary table with the quill over the centre. I've centred the disc to the centre of the rotary table with a dial indicator. That's been clamped down, and I've measured the PCD of the pulley, and we've adjusted the table out to half the pitch circle diameter, so we should be spot on in the middle, and I have run this round through 60 degrees, and it's pretty much centered over each of the ink marks that I made through the pulley with a felt tip pen. So we should be pretty safe to go. So let's set this to 0 degrees, which is there, and moving in the forward direction only because of Mr. Backlash. So I've tightened down the table. Put the belt on the milling machine. That's on 0. Everything's locked. So 90 degrees. Right, I'm drilling the holes at 8.1 because the sprocket is not perfect. And last one. Okay, well that's the finished article. We have 1.5 thou run out on that face there, with that spigot chucked in the lathe, or with the pulley chucked in the lathe, which I consider is probably acceptable. I don't remember what the run out on the pulley was before we started, but I know it wasn't 0. And if I clock up on the inside of the spacer here, we have about 1/2 thou of run out. So all in all, a job that took a long time, interesting exercise. I hope the owner is pleased, and I'm glad I'm not doing it for a living.